Hi. So, one of the things I thought I'll share my thoughts today is sort of agreeing to disagree, and at the same time, kind of allowing others' point of view to exist, no matter what it is. And by that I mean, I watch people around me and online and in other places where everyone has their own set of beliefs, their own personal truth, their own experience. And everyone's experience and point of view will be somewhat different. It's obvious. But then there are people who will experience something, who will learn something, listen to something, and that information sort of sinks in. It becomes their fundamentals of understanding reality and sort of defining everything else that happens around them. When we get to that point of view, like you hear me talk about getting out of body, entities, removing soul contact agreements, and yada yada. Same old stuff all the time. I'm repeating similar messages, and you probably get like bored out of what I'm saying because you've heard it all before. But I'm just sharing my point of view, my reality, something that I experience, and I talk to people, and I'm like sharing what they've told me, their stories, trying to connect the dots for myself. And that's my personal subjective story. That's all it is. Everything I experienced out of body, every past life I can recall, every dream I can have, and anything like that, it's my perspective, my story. But there are people who will, let's say, see that, hear that. We can look at, for example, Taigetans, Swaru. That word alone will trigger some people. Because for some, Taigetans and Swaru is related to the subject of learning and understanding the universe or reality and how things are, connecting to your God, consciousness, self, and doing the work and learning and the truth and justice. And someone will hear that name, will hear the title, and they feel empowered and they feel strong and they have one set of beliefs. And there are others who will call it all BS, who will get pissed off. Someone's talking about against, oh no, what idiots. And they start cussing, they get anxious because their point of view is all AI. It's fake. It's crap. None of it is true. And we have two different groups, and more than that too, who are looking at people sharing one story. They will watch a video, of, let's say, from the Cosmic Agency. And in 20, 30 minutes to an hour of a video they watch, everyone will have a different perspective, a different set of understanding, and people will start fighting over what they interpreted in their own reality, in their own set of beliefs. And all of a sudden we have groups going at each other. Some are like, well, this is our beliefs, and we're gonna, sort of like, hey, it fits with what they've learned before, how they were defining reality before with their current understanding of things. The others is like, no, 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 they know it all. Or let's say not necessarily know it all, but they definitely have read other things, they've heard other things, and everything they listen about they get in Swaru and a Cosmic Agency will be false, will be crap, will be everything bad, so like people can hear the story, like Joe Biden, Donald Trump. The name itself for some people is like, yeah, that's my president. Others are like, fuck yeah, when they're gonna get mad and like really emotional about it. And sometimes I go to my comments. I'm like, okay, well, I should engage with people who are watching my YouTube channel. I should write them back. And there are those who are like okay with my content. There are those who get bored, or there are those who occasionally, like once in a while, comes and watches one of my videos and maybe gets something out of it. Maybe it's like, oh, same old stuff. Next, I'll come back in a few months, like see what happens later. And then there are those, like recently I saw some people who are like, they have been having lucid dreams for about 2 years or 3 years. And he's saying everything I know and everything I have experienced is total crap because from their point of view, whatever they have experienced in the last 2 years, their truth is the only truth that can exist, and everything I say is crap and bullshit. And that is fine from my perspective. They have their own reality, and they have their own understanding of things. And whatever I experience and understand, I'm not trying to push it. I'm not saying I'm your guru, that I know everything, that everyone should buy into what I'm saying, and everyone should definitely do what I'm doing. No, like, it's just my piece of story. Like I definitely don't have everything, I don't have the understanding of it all. I don't know anything. Like I'm just sort of like, okay, well, this is what it seems to me. And I'm just gonna try to go with that for a while until my beliefs changes. And then someone else tells me their story. Well, okay, if it doesn't fit, I'll try to find something else and see how it all goes together. Like I'm just like juggling, just seeing whatever best explains the experiences I have and just going with that until something better comes up. And so for me, in life, I have been trying to learn to not jump onto someone else's pendulum. And by that, I mean, everyone else has their own beliefs and their own personal truth. And from their own perspective, they're right. And anyone else who might not buy into or believe what they believe, if they have different beliefs, all of a sudden they're wrong. They have learned false information and they're like, like whatever, call them what you want to call them. And so like it can be a simple conversation where like smallest thing, I've been watching my, I don't know, like little cousin engage with my grandma. The difference between almost like let's say 78 years or something like that, and you watch a kid see something around the garden and say like, oh well, that's my dad's tool, and then grandma goes into showing what else belongs to her and her family instead of like whatever. It's like watching a kid just come up and share whatever she was thinking while the grandma jumped onto the kid's pendulum and started playing the kid's game and trying to prove her point, which the kid ain't gonna get because the kid doesn't give a damn. And it's like in life, some people will meet NPCs. Some people, let's say, one thing that I don't really like, but I don't try to give into it, is there will be religious people who really like their religion, and that's fine with me. But at the same time, they will demonize anyone around them who will not believe what they believe, and then preach that if you don't believe what I believe in, you're gonna go to hell. And then it's all make you feel bad, wrong, and guilty, and you're gonna go to hell if you're not doing what I'm doing, and if you don't believe what I believe in. And they themselves might not uphold to their beliefs and work on their values and everything else, but it's kind of like people want everyone else to be just like them, do what they do what they expect or want. And if that doesn't happen, then you're bad, wrong, guilty, you're going to go to hell. When it happens, like I see some people who are like, let's say there was this lady really hating on my YouTube channel, and it's fine. Like she has her own opinion. And then I look at what kind of content she's uploading, because why not? Like I'm interested. And then she's like, she has personal issues from my perspective, where anyone from her perspective that paints their hair. So if I have this color and someone else will have pink or green or some other color, like they're gonna go to hell. Because how dare you really mess up your physical body? That's not right. If you have any jewelry, piercings, and all the stuff, you're gonna go to hell. You're really bad. Like God does not allow that. And I'm like, okay, lady, well, you probably made up your own thing, but go for that. So like, I don't know where I would like to go with this, but personally just sharing my thoughts about it all is that like it's a work of art, I guess, like trying to sort of like be comfortable with what you believe in without trying to push it onto others, without trying to make them believe what you want to believe. Like I am okay with people not having the same point of view as I do, not agreeing on what I am believing or thinking or what I am sharing and stuff. Like that's fine. But then like I might not like the hate, not necessarily like on me. Like I'm in a way sort of used to that. There's been a lot of that in my life. But when people do it to each other, like it in a way hurts me, where I would like to see, or I expect humanity to be a bit different and it doesn't happen. And it's like, well, it's my issue. Like this is how I want to see them and they're not that. So it's on me. It's all on me. But like personally, like just reflecting and just trying to sort of learn to not jump onto someone else's pendulum, not play their game, and be comfortable with yourself. Like one of the things I really liked from watching Gary Vaynerchuk's content is that self-love and happiness that he is striving for and trying to like help anyone else go for that. Not like hustle your whole life to get what you want. Like if that's your thing, great. but the number one thing he wants is happiness for others. And if you can do what you love, if you can love yourself and enjoy life, you win. You win at everything from his perspective. And so like I like that belief because like I want to be happy. I want others to be happy. And then, watching others to create certain beliefs and then they get hurt and everything else, like I'm just sort of take care of myself. Like I'm not perfect. I don't know it all, but sort of defining things for myself and just going with that, just like simplify everything and work on yourself, like is the number one thing for me. So I don't know, like I just kind of wanted to share this because like I've been seeing a lot of that hate, resentment, where people are just going to have arguments where some of the people will share their point of view and perspective from the stance of I know it all, and everything you have experienced in your whole life is bullshit because it doesn't fit what I believe in. And for me, it used to get me. It used to trigger me and make me anxious. But now I look at that and I'm like, that's fine. It's okay for you to have your own beliefs. It's okay for you to not like what I have to say and I believe in. But I'm just like, I believe in what I experience and have heard. Some of the stuff has like really hit me and like it's just my personal story. And I'm going to share my point of view. And everyone else's point of view is true for them. And so it's like people are trying to argue about the truth when all that it is your personal belief, how you see it, based on your perception, your reality, your beliefs, your values, and everything else that you have experienced from birth until this very moment. And I'm trying to learn to allow that everyone else's belief, even if I don't like it, even if it's like different than mine, even if I don't agree with it, they have a right to exist. And it's okay for them to have those beliefs. Like, I don't really have to focus on others' opinions and stuff. Like, it's good. It's good to hear the feedback, to hear the criticism, to hear the boos and yays and all the stuff, but not to take it into the head where, oh, damn, I have to change because of them. Like, that's been my whole life, trying to fit into someone else's image, and it didn't work. And now it's just like trying to learn the self-love, be comfortable with who I am. And even if others don't like what I have to say, even if it's repetitive for others, it's more like, that's my experience for today. And I'm going to talk about that. And if tomorrow I think of something else and I experience that, I'm going to talk about that. But I'm just sort of like happy that there were some people who motivated me and made me feel comfortable, made me feel like it's okay to share my point of view, that someone's interested. And that was like the massive boost that got me here on YouTube. And because of them, those that were interested, like the very first viewers, I'm here and I keep on doing this. And like, I'm just like super glad someone is here, because like every day, like, like, well, look, someone's engaging with me, someone's talking, someone's listening. It's amazing. Like, it's hard to believe, and I'm super grateful for that. And I know like I don't give in, or like I don't give the best quality content. I talk about same old stuff for a lot of people, and sort of staying on that small level for some, but like trying to grow personally for myself as a person with my understandings and everything else. And maybe if I achieve something and I'm able to help others with that, that's great. That's all that matters, like eventually. So anyway, just like being kind and trying to reach for happiness, and like maybe looking for that peace within is the thing. So those are my thoughts for today, like for the night, I guess. Feel free to talk about a subject, like how hard or easy it is for you to agree to disagree, to accept someone else's beliefs, even if it doesn't fit your reality. Or do you end up like having fights and arguments and stuff? And mainly, like, it even happens a lot with the relatives. Let's say some people don't want to get vaccinated, simple as that. And then family members, relatives, acquiescences, like someone they're going to get vaccinated, and all of a sudden 2 different beliefs, 2 different opinions, 2 different actions, and these people can get together. All of a sudden there's this big distance and they're having fights about it. But are you okay with others getting vaxxed or not vaxxed, or are you like trying to fight for it? Like, what's your stance? Not necessarily with regards to vaccines and stuff, but just like beliefs about whatever. For me, I'm just like trying to allow it to be and focus on myself. And I'm not doing it right and perfectly. Like, like, hey, like, look, I do react. I do share my thoughts on this all, but, like just trying my best most of the time, I think. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Just rambling here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.